Hi, guys. Hi, welcome to this live. Just waiting to see who comes on. We have a few people. There we go. Numbers are coming up. Hey, guys, if you're here, comment. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, but I'm back. How's everybody? How are my rays of light? Guys, I've truly neglected y'all, and I'm really, really sorry. It's been a crazy, crazy few weeks. I am doing well. I have a lot of tea to spill, a lot. But I'm so happy to see a lot of you here. Thank you for being here, first and foremost. Let me know if you can hear me well. I think I have my. You just put my microphone. Can y'all hear me now better? I didn't realize I didn't have my microphone on, so you probably couldn't hear me that well. All right. I'm sorry about that. I didn't have my microphone on. So I got my microphone here and it's here to spill some tea, honey. So we got a lot of catching up to do. So I've been doing good. I've been working on private readings and working on some projects that I'm going to be releasing. So excited. If you have not been watching the podcast that I did with Pamela Williams, back I believe it was last month, it's called Twitch's Talk podcast, and we spoke about various topics, and one of those things was about the shark attacks and about the danger of being in water right now. It was a vision that I had. It was a dream slash vision, prophecy, whatever you want to call it. And it turned out that a few weeks later that there was a man in California that was a victim of the shark attack. And then there was another case in Australia, but in Australia they got away, if I'm not mistaken. And then there was this who was it again? There's this guy. Got my phone here. You like my phone case? I got to show you all that. My evil eye, all Swarovski. I'm really proud of it too. Let me see who it was. The name I can't remember. Oh, it was former WWE star Shad Gaspard. They found his body. Apparently, it did wash ashore. How he died was apparently a rip current or a tide carried him under, and it drowned him basically. So, yeah, it's sad. Like I said, the water is very dangerous right now. Not dangerous for you to go. I'm not saying not go. You can go but be closer to the shore, or go on a boat if you want to, but don't go like swimming far out because it's not careful. I mean, it's not good for you. And the reason I say this is because a lot of the sharks and stuff, the animals, the sea creatures, all of that have been neglected. And so they've been neglected and people haven't been around. And so when you take people out of the equation from the ocean, people going on boats and stuff like that, the beaches were closed. What is happening is that it makes you couple that with the vibrations of what's going on right now here on Earth, it's going to make them kind of wacky. Like I said, even pets are affected. Cats, dogs. You're going to be noticing that your pets may not want to be around you or with you too much. They may be kind of like moving, farther away from you, or staying in their little beds, going upstairs. Maybe they have a certain room. So yeah, it's a lot of animals, a lot of creatures, a lot of God's creatures are working, and they're a little different in how they approach people. So yes, be careful, be careful, be careful. Let me see. That's going on. Like I said, I have some special projects that I'm so excited to release. And it's like two different projects. I can't talk about them, but my going back to that shark story, it was picked up by Champion Daily, and they are an online kind of like news source. And I'm so grateful that it was picked up. And so I'm glad they picked up the story, not for that, but also to kind of like if anything, save people. If I can save people, like that's the best thing that I could ever hope for, and that people would take me seriously. Um, Sorry, itchy nose allergies. Take what spirit says seriously to help save people, because that's the thing with my visions and premonitions and things like that. They're not always like where I know exactly like where it is, because I've seen a lot of things happen around the world, but I don't know exactly where it's going to be. It's not like specific, but this was pretty specific on where it was, and I knew that I needed to get it out somehow or get people's attention, because it's very, very important to save people. And that's the one thing that I always talk about to my friend Pam. It's so frustrating, is that yes, I have these gifts, but not every single vision, not every single piece of information that you get is going to make sense to you. And so that's why it's so important to not beat yourself up at all. If you are in that position where you have visions and premonitions and you don't know exactly where it's at. Um, so let's see here. I love you guys too. I'm reading all the comments as I'm talking to. Okay, so the other night we had a power outage where I live. It basically 1,600 people were without power, and it was due to a person that hit a utility pole maybe like 2 miles from where I live. And this was like at 8:30 in the evening. So I went ahead and got my pendulum, but I actually used what I was wearing. Now, this is a pendulum that my friend Pam gave me. Okay. And so even though I have a connection to spirit and I don't need to use these tools, they're good divination tools to use. And how I work with spirit is that if I'll ask it a question, I'm like, front and back is yes, and side to side is no. So I'll hold it here and I'll say, am I Raymond Guzman? See how it's swinging back and forth? If it would be side to side, that's a no. Okay. So like I asked it, and I asked the question, I was like, is electricity going to be turned back on before 9:30 p.m.? Because it was already an hour, and I was like, I was not made for this. I think a lot of us we're spoiled. I don't know how our ancestors made it in the 1800s, 1700s. Yeah, it's true. But I don't know how our ancestors lived back then with collars up to here in the middle of summer. And South Texas, honey, let me tell you, it gets pretty hot. It's like hot and humid. And especially if you're by the coast, it's like 102 degrees. Yesterday it was 102 degrees, but it was 93 degrees. But the heat index was 102. But anyways, I'm not going to pretend that I'm very expert on the pendulum. I use it very basic. It's not my tool, but I'm going to talk about why I used it and how it worked, and I'll answer that question about what it means if it goes in a circle, because I saw that. So it was hot, and I was like, oh my god, and it said yes, it was going to be turned back by 9:30, and 9:30 came around and it was still not on. It was still not on. Yes, if you're not psychic, pendulums still work. You don't have to be a psychic to use them. Um, and so I was like, oh, I know that spirit ain't playing me. I know that I'm about to get ratchet here. I'm about to cuss spirit out, because I was at that point. I was like, don't play with me. This is heat. This is South Texas, and you don't want to be without AC in South Texas. Let me tell you, in the middle of summer, well, we're not even summer, but it's like summer year round most of the time. But anyways, my friend Brandy, who lives close by the location where it actually happened, the impact, she was like, we got power right at 9:30. She's like, we got power. I was like, Oh, I see how this goes. She gets power, but I don't. And I was going into this pity woe is me type of rant and going round and round with spirit. I was like, no, you didn't. You better turn this AC and this electricity back on like ASAP because I'm over here dying. I'm like, what did I deserve? What did I do to deserve this? Anyways, so then I remember what my friend Pamela said. Pamela Williams, my co-host and friend, Bestie Boo. And she said, Ray, when you use the pendulum, you have to be very specific to your question. Now, my question was very broad. It was, when is electricity? I asked it when I said, is the electricity going to be turned on before 9:30? I didn't specify where electricity was going to be turned back on. So then I repositioned my question. I was like, okay. So I said, and then I held it up again. I was like, is electricity going to be turned on before 10:30 at where I live? And I gave my address, and then it said yes. And I have to tell you, I'm coming on here to talk about this because I can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Right at 10:25, that sucker turned back on. I kid you not. Spirit was right. They were right. But you have to be specific with this little thing when you're using a pendulum. You have to be very specific. Now, I'm not for sure 100%, but yeah, you have to ask specific questions because you could be asking an open-ended question. When is electricity going to turn back on? You're like, well, that could be anywhere in the world where there's an outage. And it happened to be in my city, but in a different location closer to the impact. So you have to be very specific. But someone asked, well, what if it goes in a circle like this? That to me, but again, I could be wrong. I don't want to like sit here and act like this is my tool and I'm an expert at it. I can ask my friend Pam. Well, I'm going to be taking a class of hers. And so that's why I was telling you. I think that what this means is that it's like thinking, like spirit is, there's like an interference possibly, or it's actually just feeling it's like ramping up, revving up. But as far as Pamela, she is hosting a class on May 30th, and I signed up for it. It's $20 on Eventbrite. You can go and follow her on Instagram. It's at Pamela E. Williams, and on her bio, on her page, she has a bio link. You can click on the link, and then it'll take you straight to her Eventbrite. And so I'm promoting it because I believe in Pam and she's really amazing. And she gifted me this. This is one of her very first gifts to me. It's a rose quartz pendulum. And I use it, but if you don't have a pendulum, you don't have to use it. Like I have this necklace with black tourmaline and clear quartz. And I used, this is actually what I used that night to ask spirit. And it gave me the same answer. So you can use a keychain, a key on a chain, you know, or you can use anything basically attached to a necklace or anything. But let me tell you, I was going off on spirit. I was like, no, you didn't, you know, I do so much good in this world for people and help people. And you're going to like punish me like this. I was like, no, ma'am. But it was hilarious. It was so hilarious. And I had to talk about it because pendulums do work. Let me tell you, they do work. I am a believer. Okay. Not that I never believed in the power of a pendulum, but they do work. All right. So let me get into, let me see what are the comments here. Vanessa R says, I also use my cell phone handle as a pendulum. What is that? A cell phone handle? I don't know what that is. How are y'all coping with this whole pandemic? Are y'all doing okay? Is there anything you miss? Most of the stuff here in Texas is reopening, but like in other places, it's reopening in phases, and things are still like not up to where we would need to be reopened. I'm praying. A lot of you were asking whether or not we're going to get another stimulus check. I really feel like we are, but I could be wrong. But I really feel like we will, but it probably won't be until June. But I feel like we will get that. So someone will get that. Like those of us that have applied for the stimulus check. I'm just going through here to see. Yeah, a lot of people are staying home. One of my salons that I go to, well, my favorite salon It's inside of a shopping mall where I live, and it's closed, and it's been closed. So I've been going to another salon, and the other day I went to get my hair trimmed, and I had to wear a mask through the whole process. I felt like I was dying. I cannot breathe through those masks. I don't like wearing masks, but they won't take you unless you wear a mask. You can't go into the post office and speak to a clerk or go up, to a clerk without your mask. There are places that make it mandatory, and I can't imagine using a mask in the middle of 113-degree weather outside in South Texas. Let me tell you, I don't know. My heart goes out to nurses and doctors and people in the front line that are using them like for 8 hours. How they must have like healthy, very healthy and strong lungs. Because even then, like I can imagine you get lightheaded or you get sick from all that heat. There was a nurse that was talking about on one of the posts on Facebook about using a mask. And she was saying that basically it's not good to use it for a long time on your nose, because what you're doing is you're breathing in CO2, I believe, or whatever that is. You're breathing it in. And what it can do, it can cause like your lungs to, or your respiratory system to get weaker and have infections and stuff. So the masks don't prevent you from getting infected. What it does, if I'm not mistaken, the way that she described it, it basically um, lowers the risk if two people are carriers and they have the coronavirus or whatever. But when I'm not in a certain place, I don't use my mask. I try not to use it at all if I can. Let me see here. Oh, and the guy, oh my God, my heart goes out to, was it in Arizona where that shooter shot 3 people? He went on Snapchat. Can you believe that fool? Can you believe him? I don't know if you guys heard about it or y'all saw it on the news. It was a Hispanic guy, and he went on Snapchat, and I don't know, it was so weird. Like he was programmed, like robotic. Like he looked like he was on something. Like he was like, I'm going to go ahead and carry this out. And he went on Snapchat and showed his rifle on the very back of seat of he had like an automatic, semi-automatic thing. And then he got out and he went into a mall and shot 3 people. And you could see him filming this lady in the parking lot that he had shot. She's like, please, please, you already got me. I was like, oh my God, he was filming it all like crazy, that he wanted to be like the 2020 something, I don't know, like be known. Like I told you, people are going cray cray. We are going to see more and more of these cases. Be careful when you go out. I don't want to strike fear. I don't want you to be fearful, but be aware of your surroundings, and wherever you're at, make sure you know where the exits are to those places, and try to be very vigilant and not be on your phone when you're out in the public. Keep an eye on the people that are around you, because we're going to see a lot of craziness. People are not mentally right. Like this messed up people so much. The pandemic, the fact that people are worried. Some people were never right before the pandemic, and with the pandemic and everything else, it's made crazy people crazier. And so yeah, be very careful if you happen to venture out. And I'm not like trying to strike fear. I'm just saying, just be careful, because this is like sick. It's very sick that this is going on. And he injured. He didn't kill. I take that back. I don't know if I told you he killed, but he shot 3 people. One of them is in critical condition. The other 2, I think, are recovering. I don't know that the one in critical condition is going to die, but it's scary. And why ruin your life? Why would you do something so stupid? To me, when I saw it, okay, this is my thing. Because I read people sometimes not intentionally, but when I see things, and I was like, the source, I'm not going to say which media posted it. I was like, why would you post something like that on social media? Yes, it's news, but why would you want people to see this? It's like gruesome. But anyways, when I saw him, like my mind thought for a moment that he thought in a second that he was in a video game, like one of those video games that you shoot things and people. You shoot things, objects and whatnot. Like I saw a vision of when he was showing it, that he felt like he was in a video game, and it was so crazy. Like his mind wasn't there, like he was inside of a video game. That was his mentality at the time. So I don't know, but that's what I saw. And I felt like maybe he had played too many video games, and for some reason he took it seriously. I don't know what his issue was, but we've heard of Halo. Yeah, like one of those video games. I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games. I have a Nintendo 3D something. I don't remember what I have. I don't even, I bought it and I was like, let me go ahead and play with it. And I did. And then I was like, it's not for me. I don't know. I've never been even when I was growing up, I had a Nintendo and I rarely ever used it. My mind's just not wired that way. I get dizzy and I don't know. Video games are not for me. But yeah, that guy, he was very weird. I was like, what am I looking at? This is so weird. But yeah, then there was another shooting somewhere else. I can't remember where it was. I saw it this morning. So people are acting crazy. Be careful if you're out there. Don't be afraid at all. But oh, my readings are up and running. Valerie Enriquez, she asked, Ray, when are you going to open up your readings? They're already up. And that's what I said. If you guys have not yet subscribed to my website, if you go to my homepage, you scroll the way down, it says join my waiting list, which is basically subscribing to my website. You would have been notified if you haven't done that. But yes, I am taking on new clients, new reading requests. They are open, but the turnaround time is still 5 to 8 weeks. So, but it may be sooner than that. That's like a projected time frame. But I never, you know me, you guys know me like forever. I've never like shut my readings down for that long. But I had to because the turnout, let me tell you, when I put that sell on for my readings, it was insane. But I'm so grateful though that a lot of you turned out. I'm still working from that sell. I'm not done yet on a lot of those people that purchased. So if you did purchase a reading during my last sell, I'm just here to tell you that I'm still working on them, and I'm not done. So don't worry. But yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy busy, but I've been good. And I'm just reading here what y'all are saying. Madi, Madi, she's so sweet. Thank you for the mittens and stuff. I'm gonna be posting. I'm saving it for closer to my birthday, guys. My birthday is on May 26th. So if you want to send me something in the mail, my post office box is listed in the description box below the video. But anyways, I'm gonna be turning 38. Can you believe that? Do I look like I'm 38 here? Somebody watch, there's gonna be somebody that says you look like you're 45. But anyways, yeah, it's Gemini season. Hello, Gemini season. That's why I came on today, because it's the beginning of Gemini season. This is when I feel the most myself, and today is actually, like, when you're looking at a calendar, every day is specified to a specific sign. Today is it's in Taurus, or I believe, but yeah, it's the start of Gemini. But anyways, this weekend it's on and popping from the 23rd to the 25th is going to be Gemini days. Those are Gemini days. So my birthday's on the 26th, and it'll be in the sign of Pisces. But anyways, I have a lunar calendar, so I look at everything on the calendar. And yeah, the Botox, I'm never getting Botox again. I know a lot of y'all were shocked as to why I got the Botox. I wanted to try it and see how it worked for me. But my wrinkles are, obviously, I don't have that many, but I'm never doing Botox again. It's not that it was not good, but for me, it wasn't good. I didn't like it. I didn't like the side effects of Botox. But to each its own. If people want to do it, they can. For me, like, the Botox caused me a lot of headaches. That was one of the side effects for a long time. And they're actually supposed to help alleviate headaches. But like I said, that's why I recommend not having it, because not everybody's body is going to react the same. Medical statistics and what they outline are definitely not for everybody. Not everybody is the same, and not everybody's body is going to react the same to putting in poison into your body, because that's what Botox is. It's botulinum something toxin. So it's poison. So yeah, I know that a lot of people were like, you're turning superficial. You are having Botox. You really didn't need it. And I was like, let me be me for a moment. Let me, live my life, my best life. and quit judging me. Like, because I don't judge people that have Botox and whatnot, or they do their things. But like I said, I'm 37, going to be 38 on Tuesday. Yeah, had to look at it. But yeah, I don't need Botox, and I don't think I'm ever going to get it. I'm going to embrace my wrinkles because for real, like Botox, I could feel weird, like my left eye, because she injected like right here, like right above to give me an eyebrow lift or whatever. And my left eye felt so weird, like afterwards, like it wasn't her or it was the Botox. But it felt different. No, it's not painful. It feels like little needles, like a little sting when it goes in, but very, very slightly. If anything, it feels like an ant bite. But yeah, I won't be getting Botox again for that reason. Let me see. I'm a Capricorn, 1977. It also depends where they inject. I did eyebrow lift, but it was done on the outside of my brow. Yeah, she did mine on the inside of my brow right here. And for some reason, my left eye kept feeling weird, like the muscle nerves, spasms and stuff. But you live and you learn, and that's where I'm at in my life. I kind of, experiment with certain things, like facials and stuff like that, because that's the only way you're going to learn, and see how things react. People talk about it, that it works. I'm almost done with my Invisalign as well. So I'm very happy with my teeth. Sorry for those of you that are creeped out by that. But yeah, my Invisalign is working. My teeth are straighter than ever, and I no longer have an underbite. So I no longer have an underbite, thank God. And I'm just happy with Invisalign. I recommend that for anyone rather than braces. But of course, there are going to be certain cases where you may need braces. Invisalign's not going to work for you. It depends. But I've been seeing a lot of people that get veneers, and I was like, I don't know if I want veneers, because I'm not thrilled with the idea that they actually have to file down your teeth and you look like a shark when they're doing. You have like little bitty snubs or little bitty, snub teeth, and then they put the thing over it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna probably do that. But all right, so let me go ahead and I got my cards here. Oh, before I even get into that, talking about cards. So I got this deck here. This is called the Mystic Dreams Tarot. If you get this deck, I really recommend it. The illustrations are beautiful. That's what I'm going to be using today. I'm going to do a couple of readings here and there. But one of the things I want to talk about is Patreon. A lot of creators are moving away from YouTube and going to Patreon because it's private, because you have more of an intimate audience with your followers, your core followers and stuff. I'm still sticking here to my YouTube for my celebrity readings, but I am using my Patreon for a lot of my psychic and mediumship classes that I'm teaching. So I have 2 tiers now. I recently introduced a second tier, which is $10 a month. But the thing is with the tiers is that with the first tier, tier 1 is only $2 a month. With the new tier, basically you get exclusive access to different content than what the tier 1 has. And what that means is that I'm actually teaching a tarot course right now. So I'm using the Rider-Waite, and I'm actually doing a course and teaching. I'm breaking down tarot. I'm covering everything from the basics, from like how you select your deck, to what layouts to use, and then we're going to start going into explaining the major arcana. I'm going to break that down into 2 separate places. So 2 separate videos, 2 different classes, and then I call them classes, they're episodes. And then I will be focusing on the minor arcana and actually focusing on that as well and breaking that down into sections. And then we'll do some hands-on exercises. The other perk out of the platinum tier, which is the $10 per month, is the platinum tier is more of like a mentory. Like I can act more as a mentor to you. And why? How's that possible? Because like it's not like one-on-one sessions, but in many ways it is, because I will be doing these lives, but they won't be here live to everybody, only to the members at of the platinum group. And so it'll be like a interactive online class environment where I'll be doing some exercises and spreading out some tarot. And when I do my private readings, I don't use tarot cards, but whenever I read myself or I read my close friends, I will use tarot cards because, again, I feel like it's a good tool to have. It's a great tool to develop your psychic abilities. A lot of you ask me, and you come to me, you're like, Ray, I want to, I know I'm psychic, I know I'm intuitive, but I want to develop them. How do I develop it? These tarot cards, they are one of the best ways to develop because the thing that I explain in my class, and that I am going to be explaining, is that these cards don't tell you everything, okay? These are just a tool. It's your intuition coupled with your feelings, your psychic gifts that help you interpret these cards, okay? And so that's what the classes are for. So again, the platinum is $10 per month. If you are interested, you can it's going to be listed in all of my videos. You can go to the very bottom link or the description box. It's www.patreon.com/psychic medium Ray. And you can sign up that way. Now, let's see here. I'm sure that we all wonder about Ray's. Oh, I don't know what somebody said. Somebody was questioning. Can oracles do the same? Yes. Loretta Houston, thank you for being here. Oh my God, I'm a big fan of her. Guys, Loretta, may I shout you out? She is the photographer that shot Tyra Banks. Can we just talk about that? When Tyra was on that cover in the yellow swimsuit and she was looking like a goddess, Loretta is the one that captured her. Loretta is a fantastic photographer. One of these days I told her I want to work with Loretta and I want her to be my photographer because I am into fashion photography, and that's just the eclectic side of me. As a Gemini, I love expressing myself through photography. And yes, I actually read, I did a reading on Tyra. I don't know if Tyra saw it. I hope she did. But anyways, I did a reading on Miss Tyra, and I think she's fabulous, amazing. But so are you, Loretta. You are amazing. You did an amazing job on that photograph. And like, if y'all haven't checked her out, check her page out on Instagram. I see all her work because she hasn't just worked with Tyra. She's worked with a lot of people, and her photography is like out of this world. It's like next level. It's ridiculous, but ridiculous in a good way. So thank you for being on. I really, really appreciate it. And so, yes, I'm just reading the comments here, but yes, on that. And let's see here. Penny is like, Penny has the big eyes, the big eye emoticon on. Oh, thank you, Loretta, for that confirmation on Tyra's video. All right, so let me do an energetic reading real quick, what you're going to expect this week, guys, and then we'll get into like private reading. Well, not private readings, but like mini general readings, okay? So I'm going to shuffle the cards, and we're going to tell you, hi, it's from Australia. She's so random is from Australia. It's got to be like 5 in the morning over there. Like, what are you doing up? But hello. I hope you have your coffee and you're like, chilling, because it's early in Australia. What is it, like 12-hour difference? I have a lot of clients in Australia, but yeah, it is super early over there. I think it's like 6 o'clock right now, 5 or 6. $6:39, yeah. Yeah, I had a client the other day, and they were from, where was it? From Sydney. And I think it was like 5 o'clock. My time is like 8 o'clock a.m. there. All right. So before I get into general readings, let me tell you exactly what the energy is for this week for everyone, These are just basic, intuitive, using tarot cards, the readings. Okay, so, all right. So the Ten of Cups, as you can see here, that's why I like tarot cards, because they show you. The Ten of Cups is of the way I interpret it, it's like all about love. It's about the rainbow, unity, fulfillment. The cups is a it's like a what is it I'm looking for the word for? Emotional fulfillment. The cups represent fulfillment, the sweet. That's what I was looking for. It represents fulfillment. It represents focus on relationships, and it doesn't have to be necessarily romantic. That's the thing I want you to see and understand. Even though it has a male and a female, and it has a child there, this is also could represent family, the love that you have for your family. And so there is a lot of focus this week on family. For a lot of you out there, focusing on tasks. A lot of you that are going back to work, having to figure out how you're going to go back to work, if you should go back to work, because you have children that are being homeschooled, not homeschooled, but they're having to take courses from, and hopefully, I don't know, like, are kids out of school right now for summer? Because I know some places extend it till June. But anyways, a lot of people are making a lot of, thoughts and thinking about their actual, what are they going to do? Like this week, it's all about family focus. Okay. The Page of Wands, the wands to me represent communication. It represents also new beginnings in some ways, something very young, because the page is very young. And so it's going to be very, very important for you to, let me just delete somebody. It represents like communication, something very young. So like something new beginning. So a lot of you could be like starting again at a job or a new job. A lot of you could be focused right now on maybe opening up a new business. It represents like the summertime is already coming. So there's just a lot of planning and a lot of things like that you are actually doing. One second. Okay. So that is exactly what we're dealing with. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Pentacles is the suite of money. Anytime you see pentacles and you see coins, honey, think of money. And so this is what it represents. It represents, the ace represents accomplishment. It represents like a cycle. So whenever you see this, a lot of you guys are focused on your money. Where is it going this week? Like, what do I need to cut back on? But a lot of you that are worried about money, I also feel like this is like coming out to tell you that things are going to be okay financially. Like this is a very good card to get in a suite. Okay. So then we have here the Nine of Swords. So with the Nine of Swords, you can see she's up at night. She's like on her bed. I don't know. Let me get the lighting better. She is up at night. She's in her bed. She's like worried. A lot of y'all are focused on your worries right now, focused on a lot of problems, things, you're worried about the economy, about our administration. You're worried about, whether or not we're going to be fine, or, is this pandemic going to go away? These are the emotions and the energy overall as a consensus, like, around the whole world. Everybody is feeling it from every angle. And then we have the Four of Wands. Again, the Four of Wands to me represents twin flames. It represents 1111, like when you see those repetitive numbers, 1111. So it represents, again, focus. This one, I feel like it's more focused on your love life than the Ten of Cups that I initially pulled up. Okay. So this is more about not family, but more about your love life. So a lot of you got yourselves thinking about your love life. A lot of you are thinking about, what are we going to do next? Like, what is the next move? If you're single, you're thinking about maybe like this pandemic has made you realize you don't want to be single forever. So there's just so much of this going on. But that's like the energy for this week. Let me pull some other cards from another deck that I like to use. Oops, let me get that deck. I have it here somewhere. Oh, I think I'm going to use this one. I got this deck. It's called Soul Truth, and it is Ask Daily Questions that will be that will transform your life. It's by Bree. what is it? Her name? I can't tell. I think it's like Brienne Hubby, but it's a really good deck. Let me go ahead and pull some. All right, so I'm going to just pull 3 cards with messages here. Okay. I love this deck. I really do. It's not your ordinary Oracle deck. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Because it has a message on the front and then a message on the back. So the message here is, what am I grateful for? Right? What am I grateful for right now? Okay, so Spirit is asking you to adopt an abundance mindset. Gratitude is the antidote to all of our problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude improves our health, it opens our hearts and changes our state. So again, it's very important to be grateful. It says the universal law of attraction says that we attract into our lives that on which we are focused. So if you're focused on negative things, you're going to only attract negative things. If you're focused on positive things, you're going to attract positive things. It says, close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and think of 3 things for which you're grateful today. Then notice the abundance growing within you. So I love this card. The second card I got for y'all for this week, it says, do I know all of my strengths and am I using them? So like a lot of you are very talented. A lot of you are super powerful. And this says we all have superpowers, okay? But it's up to us to uncover them. When we live and lead with our strengths, we are able to show up in our zone of genius. This inspires others to do the same. So for today's soul action, it says, ask yourself, how can I use one of my soul gifts today to contribute to this open and ready world? A lot of you are sitting there in your homes and you're thinking, God, like, what can I do? Like, I want to do real estate. I want to do photography. I want to do candle making. But you are like every other place that you want to be rather than taking action. You have to start somewhere. And sometimes we don't know what we want to do until we actually step into it and get into it and start working and doing something. And then you'll know if you actually like it or not. But until until you do that and you're living more in your fears, you're in your doubts and your insecurities, and you're living with the, well, is this going to be good for me? You're basically causing stagnation in your life. You're causing yourself to kind of feel trapped in many situations. So that's like you unleashing or breaking the chains and becoming more free and more aligned with your soul purpose. The last card I got is, who am I ready to forgive? Okay, so a lot of you may be holding on to some pain. When I read people, this is one of the things I cannot stress enough. I see so many people that are not able to forgive. It's not that you don't want to forgive, is that you've been through hell and back, or people have treated you like really shitty in this life. And it's so hard. Not everybody is able to openly forgive in the moment. And I get it. I totally get it. But the inability to forgive, the inability to not forget, but to forgive for yourself is like setting yourself up with like a cancer, like a disease inside, and it slowly eats away at you. So it says, I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to become. It says here, it is time to let go, forgive, and move onward. Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. What do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? So today's soul action says, write a forgiveness letter, then practice the Ho'oponopono. I don't know how you say that. Ho'oponopono prayer today while thinking of the person you are ready to forgive. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. So again, let me go ahead and take care of this. Hold on one second. Okay, I hit this person. I'm sorry, y'all having to see these comments. Troll City. All right, so let's get into the readings. If you want a general reading, just comment. I'm not going to use cards. I'm going to tell you what I see, what I hear. So just comment general. But if you want to pick up that deck eventually, I would recommend picking it up. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, Rose M. Doyle says, reading, please. Purchase my first set of tarot cards and looking and booking. I'm generally happy I got them and taking Pamela's Pendulum class. Awesome. All right, Rose, let me go ahead and I said I wasn't going to use the cards with so much energy. I feel like you're going through some life questions as well right now. I feel like this is more around your finances when I tune in, but let me see what the cards say. Let me just pull a couple. Oh, these, when I said general, like everybody's going up. So this was for Rose. Wow. So I got these here. I got the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, okay? So this is about money. This is about you thinking about your finances. You're also up in your thoughts. You're not sure like what to do, what path to take. The Two of Swords. It's like kind of like, again, you have two different decisions, two different paths, but I do get that in general for you. One second here. All right, guys, so I'm going to have to actually cut it. I thought I was going to be able to do more readings, but I actually have someone coming to meet me. I'm really, really sorry about that. I will be coming back and doing another live. I'm so sorry, but to cut it short. But I have an important matter to attend to. It's not anything bad, but I have to do it. I love you so, so much, guys. I hate to do this, like I said. I will probably come back on tonight to just do 30 minutes of live readings. Stay tuned to the notifications, but I will be back. I promise. I love you. Blessings and love and light. Until next time. Bye.